Right. As we all know, Peter of psquare has been trending. Why is he trending? He has come out to say his own side of the story, his own truth about why the defunct psquare went their separate ways. He said he found out that his brothers were cheating him, that his brothers were stealing from him. According to part 1, part 2, and 3 of his previous videos, this is what he alleged. And he went on to say he would do part 4. And we all thought that it would end at part 4. But apparently, he continued on and on and on to even part 8. And from the look of things, it may not end at part 8. Some social media critics say it has gone on to part 14. But I'm not interested in those part 14, part 15, part 20 anyway. I'm going to talk about between part 4 to part 8. In this part 4, between part 4 to part 8, he continued to allege financial misappropriation, financial mismanagement. He continued to allege that his brothers were stealing from him and sharing between themselves without him. He said that their streaming platforms pay them, and among the streaming platform, he only is aware of just 3, and he receives royalty from just 3 without knowing that they are being paid from 11 streaming platform. That means he's not aware of 8. This is according to him. Now, and these allegations have been dealt with in part 1, 2, and 3. Now, between part 4 and 8, he said that his family hated his wife. Apart from continuing to allege that his families are stealing from him, that is Jude and Paul, his twin, are stealing from him. He went on to say that his families, including his late mom, hated his wife. They didn't allow him marry his wife. In fact, they treated his wife so bad that at one point, his late mom, realized her mistake and came to beg him for forgiveness. You understand? And then asked his siblings to go back and apologize to his wife. One of his brothers, according to him, Henry, has gone back to apologize to his wife. But Paul and Jude has refused to do the same. Now, why did his family disagree with him marrying his wife? According to his family, they said that his wife is 9 years older than him. I mean, from the time they started dating, when he was around, say, 24, his wife, 24 or 25, his wife was already 34. Now that he's 44, his wife is 50. Now that he's 44, yes, his wife is around 54, 9 years older than him. So that is the reason why his family rejected that union. From the onset, his mom stood against it, his siblings stood against it. They said he cannot marry a woman who is older than him. Well, let me tell you this. That is not peculiar to the Okoye's family. It is not. This is African. In fact, especially Igbo families, they will not allow a man marry a woman who is older than him. They will stand against it. They will fight it to a standstill. It's only when they fight to a certain point and discover that the man is unyielding that some of them may back down. But initially, like it or not, if you want to marry a woman who is 5 or more years older than you, your siblings, your parents, your relatives, everybody will stand against that union. They will fight it to a standstill until you yield. It's only when they see that maybe you love that woman too much, or that woman loves you too much, or maybe they find out that that fight is putting a lot of strain in the relationship between them and you, especially when you are a star, that some of them will begin to back down, just like his mom did. So, be that as it may, what has happened has happened. He alleges his brothers are stealing from him. If you ask me, I would say it happens. If you don't protect yourself very well when it comes to finances, even when families are involved, you are bound to lose. Maybe they stole from him. Maybe they did not. I am not saying that Peter is saying the absolute truth. Maybe he's not saying the truth in some areas. Maybe he's saying the truth in some areas. Even Jude has come out to say part of his own truth, defending some of the things that Peter alleged. So I am not saying that Peter is lying or that Jude is lying. The matter is already in court. We allow the court to find all the facts, find all the evidence, and decide on the matter as it is. But my own opinion is this: whenever you are dealing with anybody, family or friend, make sure you define the terms of engagement properly and early. Otherwise, circumstances will decide them for you, and when they do, you may not like the way circumstances will decide that for you. That being said, like I said before, when you try to marry a woman who is way older than you in African families, they are bound to fight against that. It's not peculiar to the Okoye's family. But when you do, and you discover that the fight is putting a lot of strain in the relationship between you and the man, and in this case the man is a star, you may have to back down like the mom did. But it looks like Paul, his brother, and Jude refused to back down. I think as it stands now, they still don't like his wife, but that is for them to settle. I don't think anybody is supposed to be taking sides with any party or with any part of the brothers, with any of the brothers as it stands now, because we don't have the whole information. We don't know who is telling the whole truth and who is not. You don't have all the facts. You don't have all the figures from all the sides. At the end of the day, Paul may not win. It may appear that at the end of the day, Peter may not win, or he may win. At the end of the day, Jude may win or may not win. You understand? So you cannot begin to pick sides because you don't know who is right and who is wrong, because you don't have the whole facts. So we allow the court of competent jurisdiction, who are in position to dig out the facts, to decide on this matter. And another thing is this: these are brothers. I think one day they will find their way back, and we pray they do so. But I don't think there is any way back for psquare anymore, because from the look of things, it appears psquare will not be coming back again, because going back to psquare will wake up a lot of buried bones, a lot of grievances, a lot of anger. A lot of water has gone way under the bridge, that if you try to wake up psquare, it will lead to waking up those grievances again, because I think they have tried this to wake up psquare again, like Peter said. You understand? From the story or from the narratives of Peter, you discover that at one point, Paul, his brother, tried to revive psquare, and it started leading to fracas again, like we see. So I think it's best, in my own opinion, this is my own opinion, you can have a contrary view, but in my own opinion, I think they should settle as brothers and everybody move on with their own life as separate individuals. They can be brothers in good terms, but when it comes to business, I think everybody should face their own future alone.